Welcome to Critical Hit, a Major Spoilers podcast. Thank you so much for downloading and checking us out this week. Rodrigo, I had no idea that creepy mechs on the moon could be scared of things.
Yep. At least, definitely to your anthropocentric cognition, it seems like they're scared. It could just be that they got some sort of different command for some reason, but they looked scared.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what happens next.
Yeah, so last time...
On Critical Hit.
Our intrepid heroes had managed to find a second entrance into the facility that they were looking for on Infanzon's blue-green moon Ingrata. This entrance is under a bunch of brambles, much more accessible than the last one was, which was underneath a ton of vines, underneath like basically a giant reservoir. And it doesn't take long for you guys, once you're not being shot at by space robots, it doesn't take long for you guys to dig your way down. And pretty soon you've basically kind of made a bowl around the entrance that is, with a light enough slope that you guys could potentially walk in and out. And there are some a big hatch that, you guys can, a single mech can easily walk through at a time, is open.
Nice.
And there you guys are.
Can we do, or should we do any repairs before we enter this next space?
I mean, we could enter the hatch, and then that way there's potentially a bottleneck for anything that decides to double back and come after us.
Okay. I guess we enter.
Okay.
All right.
What is Bisk doing during this entire time?
Bisk has been helping you dig, so he's just kind of standing around with you guys. You guys tend to try to keep him in the middle, so he's hanging out next to your cleric, presumably.
Impact in the front, Chameleon in the back.
Yep, sounds good to me.
Okay. All right. You guys walk in. As you cross the threshold, your instruments start picking up a lot of radiation. And I don't necessarily mean, what we conventionally as laymen would refer to as radiation. I mean, there's just a lot of radio waves, some actual potentially harmful radiation, infrared bursts and things like that. There's just a lot of noise in here. Once you get inside, you find yourself to be in another vault like the last one, except this one appears to be a lot smaller, but not shorter. The ceilings are still very tall. As you walk in, your mechs, you can stand, a few feet apart from each other without too many problems. But there do seem to be here some kind of fabricated walls built into this installation. They're not super thick concrete like the outer walls. These are very much clearly meant to be, separators more than anything.
Does it look anything like what the barricades were making outside?
No, the building itself kind of does.
Okay.
Yeah, these are made out of a different material, so who knows what made them and assembled them. The outer walls are super thick concrete, or future space concrete. That's better than concrete, but from your experience, and definitely now that you're inside and picking up all this radiation, you know that radiation, basically electromagnetic waves, don't penetrate this very well. That's why you were having trouble communicating with Bisk when you were on the other side, and why you weren't picking up all of this electromagnetic stuff until you walked through the door.
Any signs of threat?
Nope, not here, or not immediately, at least.
Does this look like a storage room like the last place we were at, but just with walls, or is this this looks more like an office space?
It looks more like an office space. Definitely closer to an office space than storage. There's a hallway that you can walk down. We'll say almost straight on, like it's not. It's just kind of like offset from the entrance a little bit. And then there's one that leads directly to the right, which would be west. You guys are entering through you're moving from the north to the south, so you're entering it from like its north entrance, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so there's an entrance to the north, entrance to the south, entrance to the west.
There's an entrance. So far, you've only seen one actual entrance. You guys are there. It is at the northmost wall of this thing. There's a hallway that leads left, so to the west, and a hallway that leads south.
Okay.
Do you want to patch up before we venture much further?
I mean, my reactor is really going crazy.
Yeah, it might be the safer choice.
Okay. Maybe half of us at a time patch up while the others stand watch.
All right.
Yeah, sounds good.
I reckon I better put some pieces back together here real quick.
I'm going to flip some switches and stand by the doorway to vent any gases that need to come out of my reactor, and I'm going to fix my reactor.
Okay.
Used 2 repairs for that.
Okay.
Also, I have
get back a stress.
Yes, correct. I also have some damage detected. So I'm going to use a repair for damage there, and that takes my health back up to full.
Okay.
My
now I'm going to
readouts. Sorry. I was going to say my readouts tell me I have 0 detected issues with my mech.
Good for you.
All right. I'm going to spend 1 repair capacity to get my HP back to full because I was at 1.
Nice.
And then another couple to get back my stress. And since it would require 2 more to repair both of the tactical knives, I think I shall just go without them for now.
Okay. All right. So we'll say that everybody else is standing guard for I don't know if there's like a specific amount of time, but let's say hour that it takes for the 2 of you to make repairs. Nothing else seems to happen other than more radiation picking up. Like it's just fluctuating all over the place. Like there's no like radio message or anything like that. It's just noise at pretty much every band. All right, who else? You guys switch. Now the other 3 are repairing their mechs. Who's doing stuff?
I think I need to do some stuff. Now, I swear my repair cap was down. Did we do a full repair in between when we
Nope.
did our adjustments when we printed out the additional parts?
Yeah. So you had a full repair before the last encounter.
The last encounter. Okay, and I didn't use any. So if I pop a repair cap now, I'm down 1 structure and 4 hit points.
Yeah. So you could use 1 to get that structure back, and then you could use another one if you wanted to get all those hit points back.
Okay. Am I no longer burning?
Yeah. No, you guys put yourselves out.
Okay, we put ourselves out, and then my
and vented any heat. Yeah.
Okay, so heat's at 0. If I use 1 repair for the structure, is it worth using a full repair for 4 tiny hit points?
It's up to you.
But yeah, you got 11.
I feel like no. Yeah, I got 10.
Oh, 10. Okay.
And then overcharge back to 0, blah, blah, blah. Core power is not available because we utilize
your overcharge doesn't go back down. So wherever it was.
Okay. It was
that's
maxed.
Where it stays. Yeah.
It does. Okay. My bad. I've exhausted my core power, which is fun to do. Okay. So I think I did everything. I feel healed.
Okay.
The magic of this blue and black tape. Just tape things back together. It'll be fine.
I might have to borrow some of that tape. I think I'm going to have to burn all my repair capacities here.
Oh, my.
Yeah. Repair a structure. Repair a stress for 2. And then I'm at basically just under half HP, 7 out of 15. So I'll go ahead and use my last repair capacity to top that off.
All right. Nobody sneeze too hard.
Yeah, let us projector have to remain broken.
Yep.
Can we use our repair capacity on each other? Like,
Only if we're like,
Yeah, only if a mech was destroyed,
okay.
then you can. Otherwise, you can't.
So if he was completely destroyed, we could help him get back to.
Yeah, each of you could basically donate one repair cap to get him back up.
yeah, it's kind of pricey.
Yeah. All right, that it for you, Brian?
Yeah, that's it for me.
Okay. Rob, you're the last one?
Yep.
Okay.
Use the one repair to put my HP back up to full.
Okay.
Because I only took the 2, and then I will use 2 repair to replenish one of each of my limited weapons and systems.
Okay.
So I should have then 1 turret and 2 hex charges.
And you didn't use your engineer weapon?
No, I barely attacked in that fight.
Okay. All right. Yep. It takes you, let's say, altogether about an hour and a half to get all repaired and ready to go. Well, as you know, let's say patched up rather than completely repaired. But you guys are able to get your mechs moving again. What do you guys do?
Scan.
I think we don't get much but noise.
When you are you scanning for anything in particular?
Well, we're looking for an AI.
Oh, you're looking for an NHP.
NHP.
Oh, my bad. We're looking for an NHP. My expectation would be that we might just see. Okay, so there's noise everywhere theoretically.
Mm-hmm.
Do we expect that the NHP would be emitting that noise to where we could like see if there was a place from which all of the radiation was coming, or alternately, is the noise just everywhere to try and keep us from looking for the NHP? At which point we can look for the thing that we don't see.
I think either of those are appropriately paranoid enough notions. So which would you go with, or do you want to discuss it with the others?
Yeah, I think those questions by Bisk, and he's the NHP expert here.
Bisk, you copy?
Yeah.
We're getting tons and tons of background radiation. Do we think that the NHP would be emitting it? Could it be something that it's trying to hide itself?
Either of those could be possible. If I was to guess, I would say maybe it could be emitting them, but it could also be using whatever implements it has built into this base to emit them.
Mm-hmm.
And he could still just be emitting them accidentally through other instruments. So we can try and trace the source of the radiation. I guess that would be about as good a place to start as anything.
My thinking is this. If it were me, I would be emitting as much noise as possible to hide myself. Therefore, an NHP, a superior intelligence, would not do what I would do. So I'm going to look for the other thing. I'm going to see if maybe by scanning through the noise, we can identify what we're not seeing, if that makes sense. So I'm going to do that.
Bisk says, okay.
Bisk did not get that.
No. It's fine.
Yeah, impact logic.
Yeah. Okay, so you're looking for where the radiation is not coming from?
Yes, I'm trying to see. Basically,
right. You're saying, like it would try to be like, hey, the radiation's coming from over here. I'm over here, but instead try to figure out what the logical place would be, where it would be if it was trying to lure you away from it.
Right. If the noise is emitting, theoretically, that's going to be emitting from someplace. My thinking is that all of the noise, if we kind of triangulate, we may be able to find, rather than finding a source of the noise and thinking that's the NHP, finding where the noise is not coming from, if that makes sense. So an area where the NHP might be hiding because it thinks we're going to go looking for the source of all of the radiation.
Okay. Give me a systems check.
System check.
So a D20 plus your systems.
Forgive me, where do I find my systems?
Should be in that, either in that block where all your stats are, or immediately to the left of that, There might be something that says Hall Agility Systems and Engineering.
Got it. I have a 0 in system, so it looks like it's just going to be a flat D20.
Hall Agility Systems and Engineering are your mech skills, and they are often simply referred to as your HASE.
Yeah, I sunk everything into Hull for reasons which
That's
I think that it's pretty obvious why that.
Yeah. All right, go ahead and roll a D20. That's not bad.
15.
Yeah, you're pretty sure you can find a place that is actually kind of shielded from that radiation, because you're getting some like bounce off of some other corner of this installation, right? It's like if you look over there, you're just getting this like wave of stuff. If you look over there, you're getting like a slightly weaker wave, and then a really, really tiny wave indicating that something is like bouncing off and heading back towards you. So there might be like a little nook over there. And by a little nook, it could be like the size of a giant room, but
right.
All things considered for the size of the installation. Yeah.
So do I have a way to project and or send that to everyone, or do we have to do it?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try and put this to either everyone's display or to where they can see it.
Yeah, it looks like a likely layer. Maybe we should check it out.
Yep.
So that'll lead you straight south. So again, there are walls here, although this is still a very tall and very large installation. The walls really set it to a human scale rather than a mech scale. You're not like squeezing through, but you guys basically down any hallway, you only fit one across. And you can tell that there's like, basically you do walk into a part of this that appears to be some sort of office compound. There are basically meeting rooms, with like long tables and chairs around them and monitors. All the monitors are off. And there's also kind of like a second floor, which is right about where your sensor clusters normally are. And it's like it's like just offices. You do spot a bathroom, so that's something. And as you continue heading down, you arrive at an area that is sort of protruding, that has like the thick outer walls that are like protruding into the presumably just square that is this installation, with a like human-sized pair of double doors leading in. This is the place where you're getting the least radiation, where radiation is not permeating.
Do we know whether there was human habitation here at one point, or is it something that was built and abandoned when everything went?
I think everything here was built autonomously. I don't think there were ever any humans here. The project was abandoned before that. Either before that stage or that stage was neglected and then the project was abandoned.
Do we have any idea what the NHP might actually physically look like?
Well, there's a few answers for that. What it actually looks like is probably going to be a casket. So it'll be anything from something about the size of like a keg of beer, possibly as small as like, I don't know what the smallest could possibly be. Something about the size of a keg of beer, could be bigger, could be smaller. How about that?
You had me at keg of beer.
Yeah, that I've worked with civilians, military, scientists. Everybody seems to, from lots of different worlds, and everybody seems to be on board with the keg of beer sizing scale.
Universal measurement.
Well, if you think that he's hiding in here because this is the area that's most shielded, we can't go in here with our mechs. This is like human sized.
Do you suppose he'll be armed or have some kind of defenses inside?
He's probably not armed as such, but he might have abilities that are harmful and dangerous. I don't think a turret is going to pop down from the ceiling or anything like that, because that's not really in the building plan. I don't think he would be able to use something that wasn't in the building plan originally, but I could be wrong about that.
Do we
He
have
has repurposed a lot of other things.
Yeah, and that's mostly what it is repurposing. This is why I don't think that a turret will drop from the ceiling unless he's figured out how to turn something else into a turret, which I guess he did out there, so...
True.
Yeah, maybe some fire suppression systems or something.
Yeah.
Does anybody have a guess on the over and under of us getting turned into boiling lard if we go out in our hard suits?
The hard suit should protect you from this radiation.
Okay.
Well, I guess I'll give it a shot. And I'll
What happens if I kick down one of the walls with my mech?
If you what?
Kick down one of the office space walls with my mech.
It immediately crumbles. It and the space, either below or above it, depending on how you hit it, just collapses, making tons of noise. So you destroy a boardroom and a bunch of offices.
Cool. Any kegs of beer in there?
No, just mostly busted up glass and chairs and, whatever the clothy plastic is that makes up these walls. It's got kind of like, now that you've seen them torn up, it has kind of like an egg crate thing going on inside, probably so that, you get some like privacy, but does like sound just doesn't travel directly out of it.
Are we concerned about stealth?
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
I kicked down another wall.
Okay, so collapse another set of offices and a boardroom, another meeting room.
Yeah, these people have way too many meetings.
I don't think anyone was ever here.
All of the meetings were actually some sort of email blast, but
I will point out, I think we're hoping to use this as a headquarters, right?
Oh, my bad. As I lower my leg from getting ready to kick in another wall. Maybe that'll discourage them from making us go to meetings all the time.
maybe.
I reckon they won't invite you.
I'm fine with that.
All
right. So before some office carnage ensued, I think Tucson was thinking about popping out of his mech.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe Impact was considering going with him.
Okay. Two of you open up your mechs.
Yep.
Jump out. Tucson has a mobility hard suit, right?
Yep.
What kind of hard suit does Impact have? Do we remember?
Yeah, Impact has the basically the base gray suit that has the incredible damage to it, just taking a horrific beating.
Probably the heavy one.
Yeah, kind of. It looks for all the world like somebody pushed a suit of armor down the stairs a couple hundred times, with the exception of the pristine, perfectly cool-looking plexi
visor.
photo glass visor. Yep.
Okay.
Which is mirrored and awesome, and the Crunch Core logo on the chest because branding is important.
Right. Okay. What do you guys do?
I'll check the doors.
Okay.
Right.
The doors have a pad. So basically a bunch of buttons and then also just like a big sort of touchpad below the buttons.
This may be stupid, but I'm going to draw my revolver just in case.
Okay.
We're either going to have to hack our way in or make a bigger mess.
Well, I mean, if we need to make a mess, we know where Chameleon is. We can have him kick down another door. I'm just afraid that it'd...
Yeah, let's try it the subtle way first. Just in case they bill us for all the damages.
It was that way when I found it.
Okay. What do you guys do?
All right. You're going to try and hack it.
That's not exactly my strong suit. Maybe we'll ask Bisk to give it a shot, or I don't know.
Bees.
A couple of our partners are pretty good at it too.
Does the door look like it's kicking-inable?
No, this door is pretty solid.
Okay.
It definitely looks like it's damageable in the sense that you could easily damage it to a degree where it won't open. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Because this is one of those sliding, it's like sliding metal doors. So like if you like knocked it out of the track, it would be very difficult to get it back on, or if you bent it, it wouldn't go into the groove.
Mm-hmm.
I'll radio over
Does
to
it have like
bandwidth.
a knob we can shoot or anything?
No knobs, just a touchpad.
Radio over to bandwidth. Hey, it has a bit of a touchpad system here. You think you can give it a old opening here, Jimmy? It.
We can see what we can do. I think Dr. Bees might be more of a hacker type.
Huh? Well, Dr. Bees, what do you think?
Fine. Get out of my way.
Absolutely.
Hop out of the suit. Walk over. Or hop out of my Mac. Walk over.
Okay.
Hacker fix.
What do you do to interact with the pad first?
Take a quick look at it. See what kind of input it takes.
Yep, it has kind of a alphanumeric pad, a small screen that will just display like a single line of text at a time. And then below it, kind of a pressure sensitive pad that would fit like a human hand pressing against it. It also has some like inputs on the side, like future equivalent of a aux jack or some sort of data jack.
Did it say anything on the screen when we interacted with it already?
They haven't touched it.
They haven't touched it? Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to try and use the pad and see what happens, because I might still need bandwidth on this due to the facility not being in a language that I actually know.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Sure enough. I mean, you're definitely smart enough to now you basically know how to count to 9 in whatever barbaric language these Union guys use. And 0 to 9 you can count in. So what do? You just kind of poke at it a little bit?
Yeah, try the hand pad through the pressure plate for the hand pad and see what pops up.
You press the touchpad and the door opens.
Yeah, that was pretty quick.
Just gesture.
Good work.
All right. Let's see what's inside.
I'm going to go
Pure
in.
hacker. I didn't even see him do anything.
Yep.
Going to go in 80s detective style. Gun across the top of the hand, just looking, just in case. Because if a jet comes at me, I want to make sure that I give it a chance to barrel roll.
Okay. You check in real quick with your revolver lifted up to your face, and then roll in. And you can get yourself behind a chair for cover, but there doesn't seem to be anything hostile in here, at least so far.
I'll stroll in and take a look around.
Okay. You find yourself in what appears to be some sort of control room. Now that you see the inside of the room, you can see that the shape of the room is hexagonal. You guys basically entered in through one of the sides. In the side across from you is a giant wall-sized screen, and then 2 more screens on the face, if that's also what it's called, on the inside, on either side of it. So there's basically 3 big screens that are 1 right in the center, 2 that are angled in. There are 2 rows of basically consoles. So you guys are standing right now on the top row of, like near the top row of consoles. And then there's another wider row below it, all of which have screens and buttons and knobs and microphones and headsets and blinky lights and beeps and boops and switches and whatever you might expect to find here. No one is currently playing Galaga or whatever. That's an old reference now.
Yeah.
Is it?
I get that reference.
Is there any casket-shaped or beer keg-shaped objects around?
No beer keg shaped objects around. Only console and chair shaped objects, and overhead lights and monitors.
I don't see anything around here. Not seeing what we're looking for.
But none of the consoles are active?
No, they're active.
Oh, they are active. Sorry.
What sort of activity?
They're just they appear to just mostly be on standby. Like the screens are lit, but there's like nothing on them, and there's like, I don't know, indicator lights, some of which are on and some of which are off.
Look around for one that could be a screen that could show like maybe a facility map. See if I can find something along those lines.
Okay. You find a screen, start poking at the keyboard near it, and you very quickly realize that this is like a brand new system that doesn't have anything in it. Like, you can get to the root menu, and there's basically nothing in the root menu except like a basic operating system.
I don't think anybody's installed anything on any of these. They're just core operating systems and not much else.
Could be useful down the line.
Oh yeah, but I don't think it's going to find us where we're looking for right now.
How big is this room?
Between the sitting at the desks and maybe a couple people walking back and forth, it easily fits like maybe, I would say, up to 30 people. That's not necessarily meaning that there are like 30 consoles. There's just,
12 consoles in various spaces.
Yeah. If you assume to have, people, in the busy time, like walking up and down the stairs, handing stuff to people and bringing stuff in and blah, 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 like, you could easily have like a staff of like 30-ish people in here.
Anything look like it might be cabinet sized or refrigerator sized that it might have?
You guys can start looking around, open up the stuff beneath the consoles. There are some wall panels, but you mostly find wiring and, like breakers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Is that wiring shielded?
It's shielded by the panels. It's not like necessarily itself shielded.
I was just checking to see if maybe there was some exposed wiring or stuff that was going off that might be creating all of this radiation noise, and maybe that's the source of our problem, but doesn't look like it.
Yeah, as you look at the people that are in, as you look at it, potentially some of that radiation could be coming from wiring like this. It's not, but also a lot of this radiation is too hot for that. It would like melt these wires just because they would be acting as like resistors.
So maybe my plan was so clever that I actually outsmarted myself, and we should go check the source of the radiation.
Was there any other exits to the office room?
No, there's only one exit that you can easily see.
Is it the entrance into which we came?
Yep.
Well,
does it seem to have like a suspended ceiling?
No. It just has a kind of flat ceiling with some angled lights.
Not something you could hide a keg under or over.
Actually, that's not crazy. You guys could look, because it's paneled, so there could be something up there.
The desks look like they would hold an impact in a hard suit?
Maybe. There might be like an axis, like little stair rungs up against one of the walls, so you wouldn't necessarily need to do that.
I bet I could use that to climb up and check in the escalated elevated ceiling.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that.
Okay. You do that, pop your head up there. Lots of wires. Nothing keg-sized that you can immediately see, although there are some access, passageways that a human-sized person could, crawl through. Like, clearly for maintenance.
We've got ductwork.
that makes sense for an underground facility.
Yeah, but it does make it a lot more complicated to try and figure out where one might be hiding one's NHP.
I think we check obvious first, and then we crawl around in ducts.
Hey, obvious is my middle name.
Well, we can come back to that, but let's check the other passage first.
Yeah, we'll just leave this tab open and come back if we need it. So I will climb down.
I'll hop back in my mech and head back the other way.
Yep, doesn't look like he's here.
You are remember when you came in, you could have gone south or west.
Mm-hmm.
You've now gone pretty far south. There is where you're at, an east and west passage, and also further south. So, just east and west. Sorry, just east and west.
Yeah, because
So if we
south
go-
is. So yeah,
south is
so we went into the office compound and we go south, and that's the hexagon control room thing.
And then there's a path east and west.
And had we gone west, north of here, we would have been going the other direction that we could go. So if
Correct.
we go west here and then north from there, we'll wind up.
Yeah,
where
presumably it's very reasonable to think that you would end up pretty close to where you would have if you had just gone west. And it's not crazy to think, hey, maybe this all connects, because it does seem to be some like human scale stuff that should be accessible. So
I say we head west and then north is necessary.
The other half of the facility that we were in, what direction is that from where we're at?
west.
West? Okay.
You guys head west.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You guys move west. Here there are, down these hallways, there's just like walls. It's possible that there's meant to be something else here and it just wasn't finished. And eventually you get to a wall and a basically T intersection that'll take you either north or south.
I said north would be back where we had come from, potentially.
North would be theoretically where we would have ended up had we gone west from the original room.
Yeah, you guys came from the northernmost point. Basically, think of it as north center. You guys could have gone left to go west. No, sorry. If you're facing down south, you could have gone right to go west. Instead, you went forward to go south. And now, if you're still facing that way, you've made a right to go west. Now you are at the southwesternish wall, or corner, we'll say. No, I guess not quite there. So you can go farther south or you can go north. I feel like I made this more confusing just now.
You have.
Yep.
We'll go north.
Okay, you guys head north. As you head north, again, there are more just kind of walls that were possibly even meant to be the inner walls of rooms that just weren't put together. And eventually, as you head north to the west, you see a big, a big bunker set of doors.
That
To the
looks
west.
interesting.
This is you are at the westernmost wall of this place.
Yeah.
The walls here look like big concrete super walls.
Any signage?
Yeah. There's a pad, and the pad is displaying something.
What does it say?
It says tunnel flooded, collapse imminent.
We've seen this
Okay.
before.
Yeah.
Okay. We know how that connects. All right. Go back south.
Okay, head south.
Go back south again.
So when you get to the intersection that you've already been to, you head south again?
Yeah.
Okay. You get to another big concrete wall with a big entrance that has a lighter set of, still big metal doors.
What does the pad say on this one?
The pad is not displaying anything.
Try to open it.
Okay. Camille gets out of his mech and tries to open the pad.
Sure.
Okay.
I did have that big pokey stick that I printed out earlier.
That's the problem, is it's too big of a pokey stick. You need a
darn
human-sized
it. Okay.
pokey stick.
All right.
But once you interact with the pad, the big gates open, or like the big metal doors open. And you can look inside and see what appears to be a massive storeroom. Like a warehouse type thing. It is really big. And it has tons of stuff. Closer to the door, stuff is in shelves, but you can see past it that at some point the organization broke down and there's just crates and crates and crates of stuff just stacked to the ceiling.
Any of them that say pattern B hex charges?
Not that you can immediately see.
Any of them that say to be examined by top men?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Any of them that have a burned image of the Ark of the Covenant on it?
No. Also, if you peek back outside, there's not a big 13 on the on the door, and nothing has any.
Just a letter B.
Yeah, nothing has any SCP files attached to it.
It says B Ark. That's weird.
So what are in some of these packages?
In some of these boxes, if bandwidth comes in, can tell you are rations. There's lots of rations. There's also materials for smaller printers. So not for the big printers that print mechs, but a printer you might use to print a tool or a piece of clothing, or maybe the chunks of a small appliance to put it together. And also a lot of random, definitely a lot of office supplies. There's a lot of pens and pads and erasers and stuff like that. As well as a lot of pads, a lot of touch pads. Lots of medical supplies, sort of first aid type stuff.
I'm going to grab a first aid kit and a handful of pencils.
Okay.
Are there any other exits to this warehouse?
No, not that you can see, because eventually it does become just wall to wall.
Just boxes stacked on top of boxes.
Yeah, just giant crates.
Okay.
Yeah, and when you walked in and you look at the crates that are in here, they haven't been touched. They're up until you opened one up and got some office supplies out of it, they had never been messed with.
Yeah, guys, office supplies, rations, first aid kits. So if we get hungry or injured, or if we need to write something down, I toss a red stapler to impact.
Okay.
Go back north, go back east, and then examine the east entrance.
You go back north, head east, you arrive at the hexagon again.
So there is no other thing to the east.
No, there is.
Okay, that's what I want to examine.
Yeah.
You start heading east.
I'm in my mech, by the way.
I figured. As you start heading east, the radiation in various bandwidths gets more intense as you move.
It's in the higher impact bandwidths.
And as you continue moving, you start to pick up something else. It sounds like a voice.
Is it speaking in a language we understand?
Yes. It seems to be kind of babbling something. It's not being it's a little mumbly, and it just kind of sounds like it's just kind of going around and around saying similar things. It's hard to make out because its actual sound, you're not picking it up in your radio or whatever. Your mech is picking that up as ambient sound. So from where you're at, as you walk forward, you just hear kind of
Anybody want to respond?
hang on. Bisk says. It sounds like, however Melvin is manifesting himself, it might be up ahead, which means it's something that he is generating to be interactable. This may be his main interaction point.
Oh, good. You go first.
He kind of scooches forward a little bit and he says, no, I need you guys to cover for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
He kind of takes his place back in the middle. Just move carefully.
All right.
Is this hallway wide enough for us to be more than one abreast?
Not quite you can kind of do it if like say if it's impact on Tucson up front, you guys are kind of like making a letter T, like one of you is like full face forward, the other one is like turned to the side. You can have two people in front. It's not super comfortable, but when you're fighting very frequently, you turn your right. It's like you turn your shoulder to your opponent so that your profile is lower. So it's also not like a terrible way to move if that's what you wanted to do. Or you could just have somebody up front and then maybe like sort of like stagger yourselves like left and right. You know what I mean? So that you're like kind of like making a little zipper or whatever you want. So you can still have some area to shoot if you wanted to shoot.
That sounds like a good plan. I mean, I can take the head of the zipper.
Okay.
That's not right.
That's fine.
The top.
Yeah. Okay. You guys stagger yourselves. So still impact up front and Tucson. Then we'll say Bisque, then Dr. B's, then Bandwidth. Is that how we've been doing it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Chameleon. Bringing up the rear. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You guys take a few steps forward, at which point Impact can see into another wide hallway, and he sees the following. There is a moon makeshift automaton that appears to be inoperable. It's like it's not moving. It doesn't have any flashing lights. Like its joints and stuff aren't engaging, so it's just kind of floppy. And it is being kind of moved around partially enough that its legs and head and stuff kind of flop, on their joints. It's not like, it's still made of like hard metal and plastic. Just kind of like back and forth. And above it is a kind of globular sphere that is blue and translucent. It's not like a perfect sphere. It's kind of, slightly an oblong, and it is, like transparent and kind of goopy looking. And at the front of it, there is a big eye, a single big eye that is focused on the thing like very intensely. The eye is like open all the way up or as wide as it can be, and it's doing that thing where it's like kind of like jittering around as it's looking at it. And Impact can also hear it say, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where does she put it? Where did she hide it? Where does she hide? Hide. And every time he says that, at first his eye splits like it's undergoing mitosis into two eyes. Then one of those splits again so that there's three eyes. Then there's 5 eyes. Then there's 7 eyes. Then there's how many eyes, class?
11.
Correct. 11. Then 13, then 17, and then it all kind of collapses back into a single eye.
Prime.
Yeah. At which point it kind of starts babbling again. It does not appear to have noticed you.
I got eyes on Melvin, and there are a lot of eyes on Melvin.
Now, gonna have to move in very carefully. There's a lot of us. It's hard to tell if and what he would perceive as a threat, but, and then you hear from your comms, you hear, who is it? Who's there? Who's there? And, Impact, as you were saying this, maybe you look down at your screen, and then when you look back up, you see that the eye is on you. At which point, all of you, your mechs are lifted off the ground, and you start slowly drifting towards this eye, floating globular eye thing.
Hey, Melvin, right?
Mm-hmm. Who are you?
My name's Cherry Gum. Everything's okay. Everything's cool. We're not here to hurt you.
Mhm.
You think you could put me down for a minute?
Put you down? What is you? And he literally he jerks you forward and jerks Tucson forward and jerks who's the next person? Bisque.
Yeah.
And basically shuffles you, puts Impact behind Bisque and then Tucson back between Bisque and Impact.
So I'm going to raise my hand, okay? This one is me. You see my hand moving?
Just
I
you get
move
shuffled
my
back to you get shuffled back to the front.
Oh, hey. Oh, wow.
Okay. Impact, that's good. I need you to keep talking to it while I locate its casket. Okay, some quick tips. Talk about whatever it wants to talk about, or he wants to talk about, and don't let him know that you're a biological organism, because the second worst thing that could happen is for him to realize that and lose interest.
Got it. So, Melvin,
Mm-hmm.
are you looking for something? What are you looking for?
Yes, I don't know where she put it.
Can you tell me what it is? Maybe I can help.
The secret to the location, and again, its eyes split up and kind of start to cover the whole surface of its head, globule thing. And when he does that, you guys just get waves of weird radiation, just making your sensors freak out. Yep, just needles and bars going crazy.
Is it a physical thing or like a file?
Could be a file.
Could be a file?
Could be a file. Could be a file. Could be a file.
And who
File.
is
File.
she?
It's a file. It's a file. Could be a file. Tell me what you know about files.
I'm a fan. You put things in them. I have a lot of files.
Hey, who do you guys, says Bisque, who here thinks they're the physically strongest guy?
Oh, definitely.
I reckon there's a few of us that could probably win an arm wrestling contest.
Okay. Well, it can't be Impact because Impact's talking to it.
Sure, I'll give it a shot.
Probably Tucson, yeah.
Okay. All right. I think I know where its casket is. So when I give the signal, we need to eject from our mechs, and hopefully that'll break us out of this gravity hold, because I don't think it knows that we're people. And then we'll make our way over to our casket, and I need you to help me repair it.
All right.
Okay. Let me figure out some stuff, and then we'll do it. Okay.
Sure enough.
Hey, which moon are we on?
You are on Ingrata.
Ingrata thing.
Tell me what you know about files.
Well, you put things in files, and I know that if you have a bunch of files and you look in the first half of the files and what you find isn't there, then you've already eliminated half the files. So then you go to the second bunch of files, right? And you split it in half, and you look in the first half of that files. And if it's not in there, then you go to the remaining half. But if it is in there, then you just split that in half, and then you keep looking. And you open each file, and you look at half the files. And if it's not there, then you look for it somewhere else.
Look in the files, half the files. Where are your receptors? Help me look for the files.
I've got some right here. You see? I got these manipulators up here.
Yes.
Kind of do things. Yeah. Where are the files located? Are they look for the files?
Yes, let's look for the files.
Okay. I will look for the
you
files.
get pulled closer to the display,
Mhm.
and he looks right at your mech, and he says, help me look for the files. Extraneous. And from the inside, you can see one of the bolts that is holding your cockpit together start to turn, and then pretty much anything like that starts to turn, and your mech starts to gently drift apart.
Disassembling.
Yep.
That's not good.
Only sensors needed.
The sensors are actually throughout the structure. If we disassemble the structure, then it causes my sensors not to work as well.
All right, let's reassemble this then. And he just starts bringing your mech back together.
Excellent.
Bisque goes Tucson, you ready? I think I found it. All right, follow me. And Bisque's mech, his mech opens up, and he jumps out towards one of the walls.
Hey, I think I found something, Melvin. What's this?
No, what is it? What is it?
No, sorry, that's not it. I'll have to look in the other half.
Yes, keep looking on the other half, and he like flips you upside down.
Do we know?
This will help.
Do
Help,
we know
help,
what the
help,
file-
help, help, help.
What the file might be named?
I know what I would name it.
What would you name it?
I would name it primary location file 171951719577510.
Okay.
Here, make contact. And like he just starts flooding your mech systems with all of this like awful code that's probably coming from the makeshift robot. So Tucson and Bisk, while this is happening, jump out of their mechs, float over to a wall, at which point gravity sort of like is like a little heavier again. So you go from like zero gravity to like, what we would think today in the real world as sort of like moon level gravity. He like Bisk like has like a little tool that's kind of like a short crowbar. He like pops it into a panel, like pops the panel out, and inside Tucson can see something that does not look like a keg.
Oh no.
Although volume-wise it might fit within the confines of a keg, but really what it looks like is it kind of looks like, imagine a base that is connected to like thousands of cables of various size, like basically, of various like sizes, various like thicknesses. Some of them are covered in sort of like a black plastic. Others are like seem to be completely metal. Others appear to be like segmented, like they're made of like, it's like maybe a cable runs inside, but the outside are sort of like these metallic bits that connect together like a chain. Mm-hmm. And then sitting on this base, which is maybe I don't know, maybe 1.5 feet in diameter, is something that has the shape of sort of like, if you think of a bullet casing, so like a cylinder with like the place that, like the back part where the bullet gets hit at the top. So like the bullet part, quote unquote, would be sunk into the base. So it's basically a cylinder with a flat top, or it would be, except that there is a huge crack, basically from the center top of this, like sort of top disc, going down the side. You do see a panel with, buttons and jacks and stuff. And Bisk is like, there it is. I need you to try and pull it together. Hold it close so I can weld it shut.
Right. I will reach in and try to do so.
Okay. You guys kind of both go into this panel, and you start squeezing this. Bisk is simultaneously operating the panel, and he pulls out a little torch and starts trying to weld it. As you're pushing it together, you kind of get a glimpse of what's inside the outer structure. You're not going to remember what it was later, but you are going to remember that it made you feel really weird.
A little too much eldritch math in there.
Yeah. As this is happening, all of the mechs, including the makeshift mech, like regain normal gravity. So they all drop to the ground. Impact's mech is dropped on its sensor cluster because he was upside down. And he says, "Alert! Alert! Casket compromised! Casket compromised!"
Little faster, Bisk, little faster.
Basically, as you start to push it close, you see a light emanating from inside, and it just gets brighter and brighter and brighter. Like, everybody who still has access to their instruments, like, they're just going nuts. And the light just gets brighter and brighter and brighter. And then everything gets really dark.
Critical Hit is a production of Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC, and is produced and edited by me, Stephen Schleicher. If you have thoughts, questions, comments, ideas, drop us an email at podcast@majorspoilers.com. If you want to discuss Critical Hit with other Critical Hit fans, be sure to join the Major Spoilers Discord. You can join it for free. There's a link in the show notes. Get into that Critical Hit channel. Talk to your heart's content. If you're looking for character sheets, we've got those too. Point your browser to patreon.com/Major Spoilers.
This podcast is copyright 2026 by Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC.